Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the top left side as the pink French, we have Liquid DeMu. Spawn on the bottom right side as the yellow Chinese, we have Server Crash Expert. This should be a nice first exciting game for today for live streaming, and something I noticed as well, my voice feels like it's starting to go out a little bit. So you may hear me open some drinks nearby to keep my throat nice and wet. Plus, I do have gold going up, not big surprise. Over here, we got looks like mostly just tax income for the gold. Let's go and cover each player. Let's see, French versus Chinese. The French are known for, of course, the Royal Knights in Feudal Age. That is the biggest contender. Of course, Pike are very good. Usually, French players tend to mix in Archer with the Royal Knights to pick off the Spearmen. The Royal Knights continue applying pressure. As I usually play Mongols, I usually find Keshik Spearmen a good combination against the Royal Knight Archers. Why that combination is, if I just charge my Spearmen forward towards the Archers, he's forced to use the Royal Knights. And if I mix in my Keshiks along with the Spearmen, it's really hard to focus down those Spearmen individually, at least the elo I'm at, like I'm at 1400. And which that will make it so I just found that combination pretty good, and I usually spam enough Keshiks where there's simply not enough Royal Knights to deal with the Keshiks as well as the Spearmen to support them. Killing off, if I say kill off all the Royal Knights and Archers escape out of there, that's actually really good for me because Royal Knights are incredibly expensive. What they have 140, 140, 100. I can't speak today. So they are expensive. We do got the Bardic and the Sunbeam Plum Field trying to clean up a deer. He does chase around the deer a little bit. Then he can put the mill next to them. He's doing a great job of spreading out the deer. The deer do converge on one point there. Getting them killed like that is very, very good as well. Again, you're firing some good shots on the scout. The scout will receive good damage there, but that's fine. And now do have the Imperial Academy also going on up. School Academy being deployed out as well, pretty common. I'm sort of surprised people don't go for the other landmark all too often. It just gives you free traders as you get economic research, but it seems like a lot of people don't actually go for economic research. I would assume that would be very useful because School Academy, it gives plus 20% production all stables, which is nice, but I don't know why. It just feels like free traders on the other side would be very powerful. I'm curious what other people think. Put in the comment below what you think about the free traders versus just flat 20% increase cavalry production, because to me, just build an extra stable. Sure, that's 150 wood, but still, free traders, when you get economic upgrades, could be very handy indeed. And there's a lot of cheap early economic techs to get out, so you get a good number of traders up and going. Granted, they're pretty easy to harass, and if you don't really go for traders all too much, you don't really know how to defend them all too well, now do you? You got good enough palisades deployed on the field. The Royal Knights moving around, receiving some fire from the town center. Chinese tend to do good versus defending themselves against the Royal Knights with the hand cannon near slits. Oh, something as well. Remember, need to disable the OBS preview, can help out some resources. Since this game is a bit resource intensive, especially at 4K 60 FPS. Reroute just been completed by, I'm not sure who just completed, but either way, both players have it at the moment. And now we also got the wood chopping and the horticulture research. And think about this, if you would have gone for that other landmark, he would have 5 free traders, which would be a sniff amount. He does have a good number of defensive spearmen here. I think he does get 1 poke. And now he's going for a set of palisade walls there. Additionally, in compared to Mongols, you can get palisade walls in order to help protect your traders. Wolf trying to bite this villager there. He does escape out with that villager. Does torch down a couple of these incomplete wall segments. And now these Royal Knights are falling back. They only have 13 damage with their torch. We've got these spearmen roaming around. Villagers here to patch up the walls. They may have the wolf. They may bite them. And Spearman will find the scout. The scout does escape out of their 2 health, and of course scouts do have health regen, so give enough time, it will heal itself. There's only 2 Spearmen here for defense, which may not be enough to deal with Royal Knights. They could get the Spear Brace, but if he goes in without the charge attack, he should be able to deal with the Spearmen over time. But now the additional Spearmen in the mix And looks like he does collect up enough stone there to pick up another sound center. A little bit too much stone. You need 350, not 450. And do have a second town center going up. We already have a second town center for the French player, so he's just playing aggression with the Royal Knights here to keep his opponents on defense, because if your opponent's defensive, he's not attacking your villagers. Now we've got this second town center being plotted up right next to each other. Some of the deer, of course, pretty far away, at least this carcass. The other ones, a little bit far away, nothing too significant. The higher gathering rate from deer is perfectly fine. And now we've got survival techniques being researched by the Chinese player. He can also claim this deer and maybe boar. Boar's going to be inside his wall. Pumbaa does provide quite a bit of food there. And now we do have these Royal Knights rotating around, trying to find another engagement on an exposed force. The scouts not in this region, so you will have trouble actually spotting stuff. When we switch out of caster vision, you can see the vision range of the Royal Knights are not too significant. They have basically be right on top of something. And sometimes your reaction time when you're not paying attention is not good enough in order to defend themselves against the spearmen with these Royal Knights. Especially right now, he does have the scout in this region. Gotta make sure not to advance the region. Doesn't have a single archer here to pick off any sort of spearman. He has some Zunch news. And an exotic doggo getting some bites. The archers are refusing to give me head pats, and he will go torch down incomplete wall segment there. I'll take down torch down this incomplete wall segment there. You now have Pierce armor being researched by the French, very nice. They'll help him protect him from any additional arrows, not necessarily against the Henke and near slip, but just some additional arrows, as well as now the Zunch news, which will greatly reduce their damage output on the archers. Not so much on to the Royal Knights, because right now their base attack is 4, and they already have 3 Pierce armor, make that 4. Though it does counter out the Pierce damage, which he's researching out now. So they'll maintain 1 damage per arrow. Textiles being researched by the French, very nice. Yellow needs to go for textiles himself. Royal Knights, they get the lance off, and then they have 1 cold swipe, and they can pick off villagers with a single Royal Knight with a quick stab and slash. Pierce armor now being researched by the Chinese player, very nice, since his opponent is pulling a good number of archers. And when I play as Mongols, I generally, like I mentioned before, and Keshik Spearman is a great combination. Because the Keshiks provide just constant threat to the archers, just being around, and a spearman just simply get excellent damage with the Royal Knights. If you charge with Royal Knights, it's not going to be a favorable engagement with the spearman nearby. Sure, I may lose some Keshiks, but losing Royal Knights is even bigger. And I can always try to find a spare wall segment for me to throw some torch on to get some health regen. Tend to be a lot of palisade walls when you're fighting as the Mongols. Scout, Yellow Scout does get some good vision there. Spearman does receive a bit of volley there, pushing forward some villagers to get some walls up. Pink has not deployed any walls here, has a small defense force here as well. Another reason why I usually go for Spearmen as Mongols is also because I usually like to get 2 barracks, put a queue of Spearmen near here, and another one where the deer stone usually is, and provides and just start getting traders out. After all, Mongols generally have to rely on the deer stone, not the silver tree, for an alternate for villager production, because their town center is 900 wood, which is significantly higher than the town center cost of the opponent. Which, so the free population housing is not that great. Good damage there onto that boar. We'll be able to take the boar, which is in range of the mill right there. You know as well, boar does get collected faster than deer, so even though it's a little bit farther, it should be better to go collect the boar first, then the deer. We now have Castle Wage for the French, and we got the Royal Institute, a common technology. Going for Royal Bloodlines immediately is incredibly powerful, because that will give his Royal Knights a permanent max health boost in Castle Age rather than Imperial Age. Which will get these guys up to 310 health? Something really high. getting searched when he gets to the veteran Royal Knight research, which is on the way as well.
Mon destrier remagne.
Good volley there. Royal Knights charging forward. There's not a whole lot of good defense force here. Spears do get a brace there. It's stunning one of the Royal Knights. The Zinchnews only... None of those Zinchnews actually went down there. War Spearman got hit there. Zinchnews facing forward. Finds a good volley there on the archer. He's getting the veteran archer research. He may want to go for pierce armor as well, because it would really help out fighting against these Zinchnews. The Spearman will go down. Doesn't even get the spear brace off. He does have his walls up here. No Impure Liege yet for the Chinese player. He could have enough resources, right? Chinese built next age the same cost. Going for astronomical clock tower, pretty standard. Getting good hits there on those archers. A good number of these archers have gone down. Royal Knights will quickly torch down the Palisade Gate. Palisade Gate has gone down, does get inside the tower there. There's a number of villagers exposed here. Does get some good spear bursts there. Yellow does lose a scout. The tower nearby will provide some good vision there. He does have an AK near slit as well. I've got Castle Age for the Chinese player. He's not going for any research just yet. He's going for pierce damage now. Going for these villagers once again. Those villagers have not gone out the tower just yet. We do have textiles research for the Chinese player. Honestly, technology I keep forgetting myself. But if you go on the offense, you don't really need it all too much. Spearman advancing forward, trying to get some damage on these forces. And Spearman will get some damage there. Can easily overwhelm the archers, give enough time. Zinchnews are just getting as much damage as they can as well, but largely hitting the Royal Knights. These two unit types are still not upgraded. Do have some crossbows not being put on the field. Very nice. Usually the French players tend to transition to what's called arbaletiers, which are generally good, sort of their later upgrades, increasing their rate of fire, as well as giving some good melee armor. So they will be very reasonable versus spearmen. Though archers still more of a hard counter to spearmen. Freedom relic being picked up. It is picked up by Pink. Trying to torch down this Palisade Gate there. Boar is being collected, and there's actually not. There's not a lot. Okay, there's still deer remaining, but there's going to be too many villagers in this region soon. Trying to torch down this Palisade wall there. Chivalry's on the build queue. He's going for the veteran Zinchnews and more pierce armor for the yellow player. He has not gotten into the elite spearman yet. He does get a great fall. He's going to take out 2 of the Royal Knights. Only lose, got 3 Royal Knights and only lose 1 spearman turn. Great trade there for yellow. And crossbows make it overran right here. They will get overran right there. Villager gets overran right there. Nest of Bees do fire a miss there. And now we got the veteran Zinchnew research. Since he already has so many on the field, might as well go for that research. Right now the attack is up to 7. And these Royal Knights have armor of 6. So they will still only do 1 damage each. But nope, you can't get any more damage onto them. Surely spend research, so now getting some much needed health on these forces, and now going for Royal Bloodlines, getting some great health maximum. Up to 310 if I remember correctly. We also got a line of research being plotted by the French. Now the sacred site's being researched, or being captured. Archers push my forward. And Zinchnew does get overran. Sacred site not being captured. The monk has not been killed off the moment. There is a tower there, unupgraded. Gotta keep on the high ground right there. And Pink's force is moving around. You got a line of stone walls being put on the field. Does get ghost in time, but that ghosted wall does get destroyed. The Zinchnews could actually travel up the wall to help hit these forces. Pink is trying to capture the sacred site there. Royal Knights advancing forward with good number of archers in tow. We do got a clock tower Nessa B and a handful of mostly spearmen, a couple crossbow, handful of Zinchnews. We'll find a volley there with the clock tower Nessa Bs shortly. Get some great damage onto those archers there. Advancing forward with this massive force. Archers do manage to fall back in time. Gate has been destroyed. Spearmen are not in an area to save as Zinchnu, and does get some stabs there without any spear braces. Yellow's army is advancing forward, trying to get some hits there onto these villagers. Over here, we do have Pink trying to claim that gold without doing a keep first. Do not got Yellow keeping on the field. The hand cannoneer slits are very effective versus these Royal Knights. And we'll keep those Royal Knights there. A couple of Zinchnews here. And Pink's Royal Knights trying to push them forward. There's some Imperial Christians who perhaps could finish off. Spearmen. Great volley there by the Clock Tower and SMBs. Villagers backing on off as well. Yellow's force here trying to find these gold miners. These gold miners have been chased by a couple guys with pointy sticks. Why don't they have pointy sticks? We do now have these archers getting a bit of fire there from the Clock Tower and SMBs. Archers are falling back. There is a line of granaries here being... Ooh, these villagers are going to be dead. Right now, Yellow does a superior number of villagers, 101 to 87. And now we've got a massive amount of fire coming town center. Since it's not the primary town center, it has less health, as well as no inherent arrow and less capacity to store away villagers. We do got some palace guards on people on the field, very nice. The Arbiteers, a common French unit at this stage of the game, will pose a massive threat to the palace guard. I believe it's just for mass spearmen, mostly. I know people like the palace guard. I don't hold them as high as other people are. So I think I suppose against regular archers, palace guards will be better. So maybe a mix of palace guard and archers will be in order. That's finding a good volley there, and it's been so far no Arbiteers at the moment, so maybe going for this palace guard is a good idea because simply put, there's no Arbiteers like I'm assuming the French player will go for. Transit has been destroyed. La Mill or Lumberyard goes destroyed as well. Clock time to be received by fire there. There goes that Royal Knight. We got some horsemen now in the mix as well as an Arbiter. And there is a breach there, and the Royal Knights do exploit it, getting some great damage there. Yellow's army still advances forward. There's trying to be a keep here. That could be... He's not hitting that keep. Going for the sacred site, or decapturing the sacred site there. Knights and horsemen, archers, and Arbiter advancing on forward. Try to get inside the town center there, but he was actually slightly damaged, so he did a repair order, not a garrison order. An oversight there. He needs to get just suck all these villagers. Get inside these town centers. There's 25 spaces here. That's inside the town center now, so now you get some great defensive arrows in the region, as well as some good crossbows. And there is a monk healing up those forces there. At this point, just get decaptured. Yellow's army here, pillaging these farms. Right now, villager count is 96 versus 83, so Yellow has a significant number of villagers, but still has more than his opponent. Archers and Arbiter getting some hits on these villagers. Lockdown necessarily gets some good damage there. We'll spot all of these villagers migrating. And more of Yellow Pink's infrastructure going down. Where is Pink's army? He has 5 units. That's the Royal Institute. That's destroyed. Going for another town center here. Going for boiling oil. He's getting out more Royal Knights. May just want to get the garrison inside the keep at the moment to keep him safe. There's a good number of keeps in this area. Yellow does not have siege engineers at the moment, which I would say maybe a bit of an oversight. He's getting siege engineers now, trying to get some battle rounds out. Where is Pink's army? Yellow can't really advance forward until he gets some battery rams out. Pink needs to pull out more. He has too much gold at the moment. We've got a keep here loaded up with a spring gold. He does have a keep over here as well. He's cooling off some gold collection overall at the moment. He's lost a large number of farms as well. He does have a decent No, that's not even a decent wood reserve. Spearmen will get overwhelmed by these Royal Knights. These Royal Knights are starting to advance on forward. Now we've got a big line of banner rams being pulled on the field. Palisade gate now under fire from these Royal Knights. Battery rams are now complete. That poses a threat to this keep. Heard something canceled there. King's arm is still not great. I wonder if he has deployed. He does. Hero Academy's Universal Tech was a Blacksmith Tech. Since I played long, those stuff gets all wrapped in Blacksmith, so I can forget. But I think it's Blacksmith Tech. He does have that research. Has a good amount of other research. Going for the canted saddles, giving more charge damage for the Royal Knights. Because there's still too many spearmen. Arbaletier does get clicked off there. He does have a good decent force here. Got a good number of spring golds as well. He's going to need those battery rounds. And these battery rams are now exposed. I guess I know a village over here try to get this thing repaired up. Horsemen do go to purchase these siege weapons. Got a villager over here idle. He may still lose the keep. Got archers and arbaletiers engaging these infantry forces. All the bandits broke down. Keeps down to 50 health. And he does go and destroy the keep there. He will lose his entire army though. So Pink has held. Pink has a big wood deposit here. This wood deposit is mostly cleaned on up. Got a monster that went down right there. A lot of Pink's infrastructure has gone down, especially farms. Now going for a line of palisade walls there. And probably could send to get the Royal Institute repaired up. He probably does not need it immediately. Could just send one villager over there for the time being repaired up. Okay, these are going to the farms. Got a yellow keep on the floor. These villagers kind of build it. Doesn't have any escort at the moment. The military size is right now 36 to 32. Got a good number of spearmen. And let's see, spearmen, crossbow, 4 clock tower nest speeds, a sniff mount, some palace guards, some spring guards. Handful of spearmen. Could probably send to have more spearmen. Villagers do get spotted there. Villagers may go down. He does have more villagers than his opponent at the moment. And does not get spear raised there. Clock tower nest speeds finds a good volley there onto the Royal Knights. It's not easy to get a good volley there on Royal Knights, but in this case it did. Monk being pushed too far forward, trying to torch down the keep immediately. Seeing a lot of damage. Does have 5 cannon fire armor, which is active right now. In Couriers 2, structures take double damage while they're still being constructed. I wonder if that's the case in this game. Seems like it doesn't feel like it. Spring Golds find some great volleys there onto the Spring Golds. These are Clock Tower Spring Golds, and Lord Something have gone down. Just down to 1 Spring Gold there. Keep has been built there. Last of the yellow Spring Golds have gone down. And Pink's army there does get annihilated. And that is mostly Royal Knights that went down. Pink will need to eye some other forces. Arbaletiers wouldn't be half bad with the passive ability. As opposed to having a passive ability. Just a passive ability. No passive ability. We do now have the villagers being driven off the stone. Yellow's going to climb the rest of the stone. Not a whole lot there. And got this monk being shot with a crossbow. All scars could get some hits over there. Trying to build this stone gate to escape on out of there. He does build a stone gate in time. Yo does have some good defenses over here, but now got a counterweight trebuchet deployed on the field. Take out this outpost, which is providing some good vision in the region for Pink. And now do have the red palace deployed on the field, a very, very powerful defensive placement. Borderline overpowered in my opinion, because getting every single town center and every single keep an arbalist weapon It's incredibly powerful, and not to mention anything you throw inside just gives it arbalists rather than arrows, which are incredibly powerful even versus battering rams. But now the red keep has been built on field, does provide some good coverage there. Yellow's going to be building some stone walls in front of pink stone walls, just trying to lock that side of the map down. Yellow's going for a keep here. Maybe they're trying to claim the sacred site. Yellow could go for some sacred sites. They're all contestable, they're all in the middle of the map, nothing to like the left or right. And this mining camp will start building on down to the keep. You could also go for the extra material research and start pulling out some basic stone outposts over here to ensure they just get auto-repaired. There's an outpost there. I think people should go that research a little bit more often. It's a relatively cheap upgrade, 200 gold, 75 stone, that's pretty cheap. We do now have, looks like the tides barn being researched by Pink, which he does have 4 relics, which will give him great income, including stone. The stone deposit still has over 2,000 stone left. This stone deposit here is down to 800. And those will appear to be the last stone deposit on the map, I suppose. Never mind, that one has been collected. Another line of stone walls. Yellow may be eyeing just to secure the flanks. And he does, of course, have this sacred site still captured by Pink. We have elite Royal Knights on field. Pink has a force of 35, his opponent's force of 40. 116 villagers to 142. Yellow may have a bit too many. We got a good number of granaries here, providing some excellent grain. Or, really? This looks like rice to me, so a good amount of storage for the rice. More stone walls going up, but you got the Great Gatehouse here, which may hard block this flank from going down. It's the sacred site. It's a little off the side, so Pink can avoid it in general. Now we do got a French cannon deployed on the field. Not a royal cannon, however. Finds up. Oh! Great Gatehouse annihilated that outpost. And the Great Gatehouse does siege damage, not range damage. Very, very important to note. It means it does full damage for any siege weapon, including battle rams. Got another crossbows right here for defense, as well as the Zunchnu. Clock Tower recipes find a good volley there onto the cannon. And these string balls are just hitting these crossbowmen. Got the archers face forward. I wonder how much they're upgraded. They have the increased attack speed and research. They does have increased melee arm as well, but they got annihilated by those Nesta bees. Trebuchets may get overran. There is a defensive keep to help them, but they can't exactly get inside. Spearman here to defend. Going for a cannon placement on this keep. These villagers may just want to run towards the Great Gatehouse and get on top of these walls. That'll keep them safe away from those elite Royal Knights. Sacred site has been captured by Yellow. There is a breach here, which could make it available for either side to get him up there. Arbaliers would like it, and the Chinese get extra defensive benefits being on top. Though right now the Red Palace's Arbalists in place, you can't do some great damage. It does 63 range damage. And these Spearmen will finish off these fours. Though either side of perhaps get on top of this little bit of wall there. Outposts are going down. Got these spearmen here for defense. Will not get any braces there. And does try to overrun these Clock Tower Nest Bees, and the Clock Tower Nest Bees could not escape these horsemen because the spearmen blocking them. Now I've got the elite spearmen research, got Arbaliers here. Elite Arbaliers do have 6 or 8 melee armor at the moment, which is incredibly high. The spearman only does 13 damage at the moment, so the 8 melee spearmen will do 5 damage each versus Arbaliers. Arbaliers are very resilient at the moment. Best use hand cannoneers against Arbaliers, and he can get pyrotechnics increased. Yeah, he's getting pyrotech now, which makes it so his hand cannoneers even have more range than Arbaliers. Speaking of which, these Arbaliers need to be on top of this bit of wall there. When on top of walls, you get +2 range, so that will not only match the range, but also make it more resilient and harder to hit in general. Additionally, Chinese units do get a damage bonus being on top of walls as well. So you really should, the Chinese player really should by fighting from top of walls as well as getting the range and defense increases. We do now have Elite Fire Lancer Research, very nice. And Sacred Site may be captured there. Yellow's not captured the central Sacred Site. And this keep is being upgraded with a cannon. Battery ramp's now being torched on down. Does have single spearman. Tries to sway them. Horsemen advancing forward, trying to get engagement there. The Great Gatehouse has been destroyed. And this carcass looks like, to me, like the Troy's of Gate of Troy in Age of Mythology. Villagers, there's simply not enough room for the inside these keeps and outposts there. So these villagers will receive quite a bit of damage there. Yellow still has 133 villagers, more than plenty at the moment. These horsemen, however, are slowly being whittled down. Tiny amount of gold there. Arbiters had activated the passive, giving them, what, +5 range armor as well as +1 weapon range. Arbiters are advancing forward. Got some Encannies here. They do have 5.5 tower range. The Arbiters have inherently 5. With passive up, they will have 6. Now the Imperial Palace receiving a bit of damage. This does act like a lighthouse. And these French cannons trying to make their way forward. They do have 10 tower range. And now you got these spearmen and fire lancers advancing forward, they do get some great damage from those cannons. Fire lancers do also have incredibly high torch damage as well. And cannoneers, crossbow advancing forward, ripping apart these Arbaleteers. Advancing forward as well, finding good buffer for his ranged horses. Fire lancers will get encircled and trapped. Got a good number of trebuchets not being put on field, trying to hit this keep. Keep's not doing all too well. So we do got these spearmen getting some great damage onto these horses. They hit these horsemen as well. Hand cannoneers will get overwhelmed by the horsemen soon. Horsemen do bonus damage, but hand cannoneers just love putting holes in everything. And in fact, all those horsemen are almost down. He does have chemistry research increasing their damage output by even more. Keep this one set of delays there. And trebuchets down. More spearmen, more hand cannoneers. They will get overwhelmed, but does take out all the trebuchets. Keep will slowly burn down if he cannot get repaired. And these villagers will be... Oh, no, some sort of yellow unit was being melted alive by boiling oil. Starting to pick up the Pure Palace there. May just want to fall back. It's honestly a relatively expendable landmark. The expedition range is nice, but nothing critical. Battle ram for 4 to hit that keep over left. And he does have the Great Gatehouse being repaired on up, but that one, it will be, those villagers will be taken out. More banners being poured out by Yellow. Right now, Yellow has a force of 41 versus opponent's force of 48. Most opposing spearmen has some cannoneers and some fire lancers. Fire lancers trying to charge forward, trying to deal with these other forces. Such as that cannon. Horsemen being picked apart there. More fire lancers, more spearmen advance forward. Fire lancers will get some great damage onto those Arbaleteers. Arbaleteers are crossbow, they do extra damage versus heavy, but fire lancers are not that. Fire lancers do not do bonus damage versus range, but they still have good AoE charge attack. Perfect for the tightly grouped archer force. Does get some spear braces there, but those spearmen will go down. More outposts being put on the field. Oh, it does get the extra materials research as well, so they can help him repair up stuff. What if that affects the Great Gatehouse? If it does, that'd be great. But maybe it's only if it's built, that'll be some balance. If it's unbuilt, having it rebuilt would be like a little bit overpowered. Horsemen now trying to go down to these spearmen there. Does get some great damage there. Got these hand cannoneers advancing forward as well as some fire lancers from the mix. Bill does have this keep here, upgrade for cannon, getting some great damage from the front line. Great Gatehouse has been destroyed once again. outpost, unupgraded outpost. Now we're seeing a bit of fire there. We got some banner rams hitting there, though we do, one of these banner rams are hitting the mining camp. Spear advancing on forward over here. Not sure what's advancing on forward, but of course, with the red palace in the area, as well as more keeps, there's going to be a lot of arbalists, defensive arbalists. Baron's not going down. The keep will need some repairs. Pancakers pushing forward gets some great damage. He does get a great spear brace there onto those horsemen, taking them out one at a time. Keep has been set ablaze. It does not have village nearby to get it repaired on up. I think right now is having trouble remaxing. He's going for his own hand cannoneers, which will have less range than his opponent's hand cannoneers. He's fighting against mostly spearmen and cannoneer and fire lancer. Maybe a good idea just go straight for archers rather than hand cannoneers. Sure, hand cannoneers do put big holes, but right now he may need range a bit more. Archers do have good range. Gonna take time to try to repair up the Great Gatehouse once again with a bit of a small force there. This keep is being repaired up by a good number of villagers as well, and he's gonna take time to repair up the Great Imperial Palace as well, but with only one villager. And now he's the Yuan dynasty. There's need to. That is one after song, right? He's going for a keep here. That's what the Great Gatehouse being built. He could potentially try to throw units on top, but I don't think he can actually go up on top of the broken gatehouse. AKA space forward, taking some great damage there. AKA is trying to charge him forward. Just need to be on general aim, move forward. Keep has been repaired. Horseman throwing torches on it's not good. Bombard needs to start hitting that keep now. Of course, there's also a defensive arbalist in placement. The arbalist does have 10 range, which is the same range as Bombard, who only has 30 pierce armor. Great Gatehouse now being battered down once again. Bombard's trying to advance forward. Maybe they're trying to hit the battering ram. Great Gatehouse almost down again. Imperial Palace not fully built yet either. Horsemen advance forward. We'll find these exposed villagers. The villager count for both sides are quite similar. And these banner rams getting some great damage there onto those keeps. The infantry forces could advance forward to overrun those villagers. There's a good number of villagers there from the kill. Bombards can finish off the keep, no problem. Trying to repair it up now. We start hitting those villagers. Does see a lot of damage pulling over there, and there goes the keep. And some of those villagers do go down. He's back forward, advancing forward this force. It's a good number of. Let's just go for some palace guards. And can use both to shoot everything. And we do not see chemistry being researched yet by Pink. Pink's keep is still very much fine. Imperial Palace will be going down shortly once again, not fully rebuilt. There's some damage over there. We got these forces advancing forward. Good number of hand cannoneers in this region. Maybe we'll get some good damage on all these forces, including the Royal Knights in the mix. Spearman coming for a flank down the hand cannoneers, but not doing all that great. Bombard firing away against something. Most of Pink's horsemen going on down. The Yellow's hand cannoneers should be able to win out fine. Get some good damage there. Take out some of the horsemen and Royal Knights. The horsemen just remains gunning down some of Yellow's villagers there. The keep is starting to go down as well. And now Yellow has a big force of fire lances charging forward. Gets great damage there, right there. Spearman to support as well. And now the battery is being overran. Fire lances being going down for siege. The girls can take out the siege there, and now these Royal Knights or horsemen are falling back there. You have a bit of trade going up for Yellow. He does have, of course, the active trader research, giving him some slight gold generation. Battering does go down right there. Keep was denied. That's just an outpost there. Yellow's battering rams are in the over here as well. They may get spotted. I think the horsemen did spot them for a brief moment. He's good damage on this villager, trying to clean up that wood on the front line. Bombard's now trying to hit this keep. He's trying to repair up the bombard there. The Arbo's placement can get some good damage there on the clock tower bombard. Banner and pushing me forward. Could be able to get overran. And Pink's ground force there is being cleaned on up. Yellow's villagers here may get overran by these horsemen. Yellow's keep will be saved. These villagers crash quick inside of this keep right here. Does get some of them inside the keep there. Horsemen still trying to pursue these villagers. Got some defensive spearmen as well as hand cannoneers. Right now, Pink's force is going through a bit of a gauntlet. And start advancing forward, trying to advance on forward. And these horsemen now receive a bit more fire damage, and they will get pinned up against these trees and will be destroyed. He also has a significant number of hand cannoneers here, trying to prep this yellow bombard. Bombard is still being saved. Does go down there. He does a battle ram right there, starting to torch down some of these outlying siege weapons there with the horsemen. And Pink's bombard does, or battle ram does go down right there. Let's start pursuing a little bit more. Does take out another battering ram. We got a good number of battle rams here being pulled up by Pink. Pink does have a small force at the moment, and Yellow has a significant number of hand cannoneers and getting more hand cannoneers to build. Both sides are pop cap. Horsemen, Royal Knights advancing forward, Spearmen advancing forward. Hand cannoneers finding good volley there onto the horsemen. Got some Spearmen now hitting the front line there, providing good buffer for Yellow. Pink's horsemen are just getting annihilated. There goes the entire force there. He does have a good number of archers here, as well as arbaletiers, but Yellow's hand cannoneers are still posing a problem. At this point in time, I think Pink needs to pull out some mangonels in general. He does have a massive number of these banners pushing forward. He does have the increased health there, up to 60 pierce armor. So they will withstand the abuse from the cannoneers. So we've got some spearmen trying to stop these guys, but there's a good number of battle rams here. Likely should be able to get that keep down. This battle ram is on forward. Now we've got chemistry being researched by Pink, as well as the enlistment incentives. Wow, can't speak. Looks like the pilots do go down. A couple traders do go down. Let's take a quick look at everybody's resources. The Chinese player has a very good reserve of food and wood, small reserve of gold, and not really getting collecting all too much gold anymore. So the gold on the map hasn't entirely been collected, so it's now all about trade, in which Yellow has not gotten any yet. Luckily, he's doing a good job keeping his gold units alive and primarily just using spearmen. Chinese players not going for a massive wave of battle rams. You can see 8 on the build queue. Pink, on the other hand, does have a small, decent reserve of food and wood, small reserve of gold, but is maintaining good gold income thanks to the trade as well as having 4 relics. Those relics making big importance, and he still has also a good amount of stolen income from those relics as well. Another important aspect. Looks like Pink does manage to surround all these hand cannoneers, but they should be able to hold out, I believe. I don't think it's enough horsemen to break on in. Too many spearmen. I don't know if any of those hand cannoneers went down. A couple of them went down to the archers. Overall, massive loss there for Pink. Pink, at this point in time, may need to get out a siege tower and get some units on top of the walls. Because right now, he needs a better engagement. Maganel is exactly what he needs to put holes in these hand cannoneers. Hand cannoneers cannot really get increased health. While the spearmen do have increased health thanks to elite army tactics. Battering ram, or not battering ram, clock tower bombard is starting to get overran. Infantry force face forward. Maganel finds a volley there under spearmen, which are important, but hand cannoneers are much more important. His line of shot hand cannoneers, running to increase siege damage. Gets a massive hit there. He doesn't appear to have increased siege damage. I don't see the plus symbol there. And next volley is going to do some massive hit there. A lot of these hand cannoneers receive a lot of damage there. And Yellow does not have the spare gold income at the moment. Oh, he does have traders at the moment now. Got a line of traders on the field. The trade post is not at the corner, so it's a little less efficient. Of course, Pink does have access to some trader technologies thanks to the just being French, unique technology there. I don't know if the Chinese have any unique trading technologies. Bombard receives some damage there. There's another clock tower bombard here. And he will lose his clock tower bombard. He does have a number of spearmen here. He has 17 spearmen, 15 hand cannons, and 6 palace guards. Archers and arbaletiers phase 4. Got some magnetos now in the mix as well. Very important indeed. I've got horsemen being put on the field. Not even veteran or elite horsemen, just horsemen. He's running low on gold, so he's going to get a discount in order for something over on these siege weapons. He's getting the veteran horseman research now. Can't just go for fire lances all the time. Massive hit out there on these hand cannoneers. Spring Guard will also get overran. French does lose all of his siege weapons. And the French right now has a good reserve of everything, barring stone. The Chinese player does not have really good reserve at the moment. The relics are going to play an important role the longer the game goes on. Yellow does have 2 sacred sites that also does play a role as well. The sacred site provides 125 gold per minute, so just 2 sacred sites captured by yellow, which means additional 250 gold per minute. Very important indeed. That would basically counter out the advantages of those relics. If the monster's still over here, I'm not sure. There's one of the monsters. Each relic right now is providing 80 gold per minute as among other resources. These villagers will go overran, but at this point in time, having less villagers could be useful to pull out a larger army, though right now Pink's having trouble remaxing. Just going for Royal Knights, he's going to try for a massive push now, ain't he? The Great Gatehouse cannot be repaired at the moment, the keep is nearby, and the Red Palace has gone down. I'll just say, if you not really want to immediately get up, just task one villager to start slowly getting repairs. It only costs wood to repair up landmarks, so even though it's a keep, it only takes wood. And with it down, it does not disable the Arbalest in placement. And now yellow's on top of those walls there. As mentioned beforehand. Oh, I thought Chinese get additional benefit bonuses being on top of walls. I'm just mistaken. They still get the +2 range there, and receive reduced less range. So these hand cannons and zoom dudes are in an excellent position there. Going to rip apart everything on the low ground, enough spearmen to hold the ground, not like there's anything that's trying to storm the walls that can. So right now, Yellow is in a great position there. He's trying to batter down the walls underneath the feet of these hand cannoneers. These Royal Knights are trying to charge them forward. He's lost a lot of stuff due to the high ground units, and they also do have +2 range being on top of high ground, so very powerful spot right there for them. +5, he has to get that additional damage being on top of walls, right? Maybe I'm mistaken. Chemistry, that's what's getting the additional damage there. His forces overran these villagers, against great kills on those villagers. Spearmen are here to stop the Royal Knights, however, and all those Royal Knights are quite wounded. Battery rams do clean the walls those units were sitting on top of. He's trying to get on top of this other wall as well. And we still got some hand cannons and other forces on top of the walls. Now he's in a great position right there. Doing a good job of fighting up there. He's going to have to break down the rest of those walls. Spearmen being picked off one at a time by these crossbows and arbaletiers. Panorams are backing off in the region. Yellow's ground forces are starting to get cleaned up, but he still has plenty of force on top of these walls, and those Royal Knights cannot reach them. I've got a wave of more Chinese forces advancing forward, and the French is starting to back off from that region. The French is pretty low on wood. And we've got more traders being queued up for yellow. Very nice. Losing regular villagers, replacing them with traders is not half bad. Yellow has a massive reserve of all resources, barring stone. Mostly doesn't have tithe barn research. Additionally, he's Chinese. You can always get pagodas out as well to get additional resources. For a single relic at least, might as well get it into a pagoda. And tithe farm can be very important to get that additional stone income. Intent if you're a Mongol player. If you're a Mongoloid. We do now have the walls being pulled on out over there to stop the walls. Fire Lancers and Spearmen being support. Got a good number of supporting Zishnu's. Also some Cannoneers, not a whole lot of them anymore. The Zishnu's will apply some 30 damage support right now. They do have 11 damage, so they will get 5 damage per arrow on these Elite Royal Knights. Massive Chinese battering ram wave. He does have increased battering ram research. Give them improved health. Battering rams advancing on forward, just trying to draw fire. The Great Gatehouse is clear, so maybe he can take a couple villagers. Yes, he is, to get it repaired on up. Red Palace has been repaired up as well. And now looks like the Fire Lancers do pick up the Spring Gulls there. Maganel finds a volley there onto the archers with Zishnu's. More of a Peak's infrastructure starting going down. He's been having trouble remaxing. Needs more infrastructure to pull out on the field to get remaxing. He may not have... He has a lot of keeps out. I was going to say, maybe not necessarily for enlistment incentives, but he does have enough carry for enlistment incentives. Down south, we've got the Royal Knights charging forward, trying to deal with these caravans, but they are moving around. Huh. Never mind. For some reason I thought those red little things there, but they're little lanterns, not food. Siege Workshop will go down right there. Pink does have a Maganel, multiple Maganels on float on the field. These banners will be cleaned up. He will save this keep. You know, that tithe farm there, he does maintain good stone income for repairs. Does got another force there. He also has a significant force here. Great Gatehouse under fire. And Cannoneers, Arbaletiers, Archers trying to hold these Fire Lancers back. Fire Lancers get a great volley there. Maganels find some good hits there onto Zishnu's. And looks like now the Maganels will be overran. The Royal Knights will get picked off by these Spearmen. Mixing just a constant wave of Spearmen never hurts when you're fighting an opponent. After all, the spear's deadliest weapon in human history. He's trying to hold on these forces. Good pass, use a siege tower to get on top of this wall right there. More battering rams can throw it on the field. Yellow advance forward with a massive force there. Pink still having trouble remaxing. He's going for more Royal Knights, more Arbaletiers. Both sides just dog upon more forces in, but right now the Chinese players doing a better job of remaxing. More of these Royal Knights advancing on forward as well, but they will be engaged by these elite spearmen. And Pink's front line starting to disintegrate, and got veterans being pushed on forward as well for Yellow as well to draw some fire. Yellow right now has a massive wave of Cannoneers. Pink losing a large number of his Royal Knights there. Still a good number of healthy spearmen. Both these guys' eyes out. Just fall back to this keep there. That is not his primary town center. And Pink's battering ram will go down to these Cannoneers. Additional battering ram being pushed over here. Pink's right now making great gold income. Here's as well. Chinese player right now has a good enough 51 people on farms, while the French player has 59. Thinks those granaries providing some extra food, but of course, just having more people on farms is always nice to have. Good volley there onto these forces there from Maganel. Maganel's backing on off, and it's reloaded. So he's still trying to charge on forward. Keeps on finding some great fire support there. Also thanks to the Arbalist placement. Let's go down there. Still got the battering ram in this region. And And Yellow's hand cannons are backing off. Let's get another wave of spearmen advancing forward with a handful of archers here. Regular archers there. They may have been selected. Aaron's not being cleaned up. He may need to get some more infrastructure out over here. He does have a bit of wood for just more infrastructure. Right now, he may not be able to get enlisted incentives on all of his production bonus, but he just needs a lot more production buildings. Just having trouble maintaining remax while the Chinese players just maintaining good remax the entire time, and now has 35 hand cannoneers out in the field. Battery ram will be torched. French player could delete all these villagers. Right now, they're not providing a whole lot of income. There's not a lot of wood left on the field. Yellow's trying to grab what wood he can as well, so wood is becoming very, very scarce. Both sides can rely on trade-based units, and the French course does generally rely on Arbaletiers and Royal Knights. So, the longer the game goes on, wood become more valuable, and it'll be harder for his opponent to pull out spearmen. The Cannoneers find some good volleys there on these horsemen. Great Gatehouse has been repaired, so has the Imperial Palace. Has been repaired, as he's a little bit damaged. Horsemen, Royal Knights trying to make a breach over here, but of course we do got a defensive keep here, and you already have these villagers pushing forward to repair up the walls. Battery rams, battering down this keep. It does go ahead and make a breach there, but the spearmen have closed on in, and the villagers, they actually hold the line there, gain a lot of extra damage onto these horse. Royal Knights won't accomplish too much. Losing this village is not a big problem with Yellow. Some of these villagers being picked on off as well. They're trying to clean up all these errant trees. Not a lot of wood left on this map. It's now scraping the down to nothing. All these Royal Knights are going down. Bombards not being put on the field, not clock tower bombards. Gets good damage there on these traders. Royal Knights turn over on these hand cannoneers now. Villagers trying to stop this keep from being put on the field. Ink's trying to pull a keep here to provide forward pressure on this location. He will get a keep built there. Does get inside as well. Does have access to Arbalest emplacement, as well as boiling oil. Bombard's not getting overran. Keep receiving quite a bit of damage right there. Ink Cell's not remaxed there. Great Gatehouse has been severely damaged, but being repaired by a pair of villagers. More of the archer range is going down. Town Center's Arbalest emplacement gains some great damage from these forces. Now it's not. Royal Knights charging forward. Got the Great Gatehouse gains some good damage there onto the Arbaletiers. More pink spider-men sort of going down. This keep is being repaired on up, also severely damaged by this bombard. Has been destroyed by that bombard. Right now, Pink's having trouble remaxing once again, but Yellow's not remaxing ultra well either. Both sides have quite a bit of resources reserved. He's queued up a lot of battering rams, getting out the Palace Guard as well. Yellow's actually lost a good number of villagers at the moment, 87 to 119. But of course, does allow Yellow to pull out a larger army. Making it especially forward, trying to get some damage on in. Battering rams going to go on down. That does go down right there. Villagers here trying to collect up this wood. The longer the game goes on, the better it looks like it's going to go with the French with his relic income for any sort of wood. But right now, the less villagers for Yellow means more military force. Pink's still having trouble remaxing, going for more Arbaletiers. Red Palace now receiving some fire there. He's gonna garrison with anything, but it will quickly be focused down right there. The red positive extra arrows do have 10 range there, same reason the bombards. And the bombards only 40 pierce armor. Those armless in place will do like 20 something damage too. More gain some damage around the stables. And Kenny is in a great position there, able to gun down all these Royal Knights. Does use passive right there. I'm not sure if he moved out of it, but passive enabled does give him increased range. Royal Knights trying to overrun these bombards, more of a job for Horsemen Royal Knights. But right now, I think both sides trying to skimp out any wood consumption, so even Horsemen are now more expensive than can be just expensive as Royal Knights. Just trying to advance it forward, trying to pull out a keep there next to Pink's keep. Decides to fall back there. Got a good number of palace guards here. Going to blow down a battering ram. And Kenny is falling on the back. The forces can clean up. Could take time to repair up that red palace. Let's get a spear brace there. It also has these sacred sites there, so maintaining great gold income from the sacred sites. Pink's not being supportive of a decent force here, but neither side's all that great. 43 to 52. Pink does not have any siege weapons at the moment, nor can you blow out any battering rams. Does not have siege engineers. Some of Yellow's battering rams advancing on forward. We're seeing some damage from the keep. Palace guards trying to charge on forward now. Can't be losing these traders. He's starting to lose these traders. Big problem there. Now got these Royal Knights. They need to not be in formation with that Hen Cannoneer. There's a good number of these traders, but you can use the trade with certain resources since he's French. You could get some wood income from these traders. Pink's keep is about going down. Yellow's keep is could be interrupted there. Yellow's keep does get interrupted there, but still these battering rams here. They lose a good number of traders. 108 civilians and 99 civilians. Pink's advancing forward, but he is being overrun by spearmen and these longer range Hen Cannoneers. Pink decides to pull back out of that region. I've got these battering rams, gains great damage there. Does take them out. Heard a relic being picked on up. Oh yeah, Pink lost his monastery, so he's trying to get the relics back into place. He needs that income from those relics, that's for sure. Yellow doesn't have much reserve, has mostly gold, which is good. His opponent does have gold and food and small reserve of wood. Going for another keep over here. Those relics providing some excellent stone generation, which has been very important. Palace guards trying to charge it forward. Right now they're up to 152 health. And they will get overran. Great Gatehouse finds some great damage from the battering rams. With siege damage, it does great damage. Now we've got that gate starting to go on down. Fire lines charging forward, trying to get some good damage. They do also have heightened torch damage. 34 torch damage. He has not repaired up that red palace there. Big oversight. Trying to advance forward towards these markets there. There are 3 of them there. Now, it won't take these guys too long to torch down these markets. He does not have port architects at the moment. Some of these villages are starting to go on down. Yellow's not going for a port architects. Very nice. Some of these traders are seeing some damage. And these palace guards will find the keep there and will get ripped apart by it. We'll get one of those traders there. Boys, horsemen or fire lines do go down, just being pursued. Yellow has more fire lines advance forward, this time to the villagers. Gain some AoE damage on the farms, the fire lines charge. Those are starting to get overran. Large number of these bandit rams getting destruction on multiple of these keeps, which does reduce the enlistment incentives, as the primary economic advantage of the French is the enlistment incentives. They don't get much other economic incentives other than through trade, which it does have up and going, but they don't have, like, say, improved farming like the English or the Chinese. However, these Royal Knights are trying to get some damage there. Turning up the traders. Does have 2 markets still up and going. Granaries and all of the farms are still up. Destroying farms at this point in time is important as well, since they both have low wood income. These Royal Knights will be cleaned on up. We do got a large number of elite step lancers deployed on field. Let's get some good damage there. Now got the secret site being captured on up. Great Gatehouse getting some massive damage on these forces. And we'll find another volley there before they escape the range. Does avoid that one this time. Does have a pair of mangonels, but Yellow's advancing forward as well. Does have a defense force here, but may just need spearmen. These are lancers, not fire lancers. And Candias and Arbaletiers will do great damage versus them. Some of these lancers starting going down. He's trying to get some damage onto the traders. Trying to get some damage onto these lancers. And some of these villagers and traders will go down there. They're trying to capture these sacred sites. So there's going to be all 3 sacred sites and captured for Yellow. He's trying to eye for a sacred site victory. Grabbing what wood he can off the map. Royal Knights not charging forward, and with the low wood phase, he's going to get some great value from these Royal Knights, since this one can deploy less of their counters. Trying to force on these markets. Of course, markets are relatively cheap. They only like 150 wood. If we take that and repair it up as well, you'll see he will not be able to get it. You will see private damage here. Will lose an entire force. All 6 sites have been captured up by Yellow. And he does get some damage there onto these trade caravans. He does actually have toggle of trade wood on. Let's see how much they drop off. Let's see now. Looks like they're dropping off gold. Oh, only some of them are dropping off wood. There we go. Not all of them. It does have decent wood income and gold income and food income. Got a line of battle rams not being deployed on the field. Chinese players consume the rest of his resources. And over here, I do have these spearmen advancing forward with these battering rams. Well, I'm trying to cast replays. Shouldn't it be focused on the game? Not so sure what you're referring to. Battering rams now advancing forward, trying to get some hit on the keeps. We do now have the Royal Knights and the Horsemen advancing forward, trying to torch down this gate. Over here, we have now the Arbaletiers trying to hit these spearmen. Mangonels getting overran by the spearmen. Okay, now we do have the battering rams trying to hit the keep there. More forces advancing forward. We've got these Royal Knights charging forward, trying to cancel onto these traders, trying to deny that very important gold income. Lancers trying to hit the farmers there, does take those out. These spearmen and lancers advancing forward, trying to hit these traders there. And Katie is trying to get some good damage there. Royal Knights trying to charge forward, trying to hold the line. Do have these forces now advancing forward. Large number of these traders are going down. Both sides are going to lose their traders. Royal Knights over here being backed on off, and now we do have these forces here. So losing this force will be not good, seeing he's losing a bunch more traders than his opponent, which results in more gold income. Chinese player does great defense here. Gets some good hits there onto these Royal Knights. Yellow's starting to make a proper defense here. Pink's lost a significant number of his traders now. He's down to 70 civilians versus 85. Veterans being focused down there. Down south, looks like more of these elite Royal Knights are being picked off. Does get some kills there on these food villagers. Yeah, he's down to 34, not a whole lot. So yeah, I'm sort of a little bit out of it today, honestly. We do have the village being cleaned up. That's going to deny what little wood income he's been maintaining. And now we got the hand cannoneers advancing forward with these lancers, trying to get a good engagement. Does have a good number of palace guards here. With the more traders alive for the Chinese player, he should maintain better gold income. So right now the French player does have a slight military advantage. He's getting out some trebuchet. As all three markets, they've been queuing up some more of these trade caravans. He could probably pass some of these guys on the wood to maintain more trader income. And now you have the spearmen, all these forces that's got that trebuchet there. They're just being banned in these farms here, but he's going straight for the trade income. Both sides are just trying to hit their opponent's trade. And Candy is advancing forward, trying to get some good damage from Yellow's force there. Royal Knights looks like an enforcement gains some great damage onto this hand here, so Yellow will lose his force. But once again, Pink will lose more trade. So right now his trade is a little bit more split up in groups. He's got this small group here and a larger group here, so he has time before these traders come back to this region. And he can't really stop trading at the moment because he needs all that income. Right now it's pretty low in food. 48 to 48, so both have similar villagers collecting food. And the rest of these markets will go down, which will stop trade entirely. Thank you. Sometimes I do need a bit of a pointer or a bit of a reminder. Sometimes I get too focused on one thing. More trade being put, stop right there. More of these palace guards. Mostly just palace guards in the area. Arbiters will be fine with them, as well as hand cannoneers. But then I'll go and camp right there. He may just want to set up some markets over there just to get some sort of trade going, because right now he has no trade technically going. And some of those traders will actually be picked off, got forced next to these traders. Maybe a good idea to focus the traders first rather than the keep. And now they've got these traders now being streamed into the guns of the Chinese. Over here, we got these hand cannons advancing forward with the lancers trying to engage these spearmen. And we do have now these traders. Did they slip on by? They're a little bit far forward. Probably because he can't pull out a market in the back corner there. Over here, Yellow's force will be cleaned on up, but look at the civilian count, 57 to 102. Pink does not have a lot of traders remaining, if any. I don't think he may not have any. There may be some next to the market now with the mini-map. Pink's hand cannoneers are making the last stand, and Pink does back out the game now. This is Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.